So in the medium short term, in the upcoming days, the market could be favoring the bulls, but the actual bottom is not in yet. And this is exactly what we talked on my yesterday's video. Yes, guys, yesterday we found out the market in a medium short term in the upcoming days might be favoring the bulls, but the actual bottom is not in yet. And today, that is the reason why I'm also going to show you, with the help of this psychology of a market cycle, that in the medium short term the market could be favoring the bulls, but the actual bottom is not in yet. And that is the reason, guys, that is the reason we are going to talk about many different scenarios, which is also indicating us the market in the medium short term could be favoring the bulls, but in the upcoming months, we have to still prepare ourselves for the worst case scenario. So before I jump into the content, first, I want to thank each and every one of you, because our video yesterday got almost like around 1,400 likes and more than 12,000 views. And this is all because of you and all because of your support. So guys, please keep supporting and also destroy that like button if you haven't done it yet. Now, if we look at this psychology market cycle, and if you look at this weekly scenario here, we know the price of Bitcoin has not touched the lower band from this logarithmic growth curve. And we know in the past price action, only after testing the lower band from this logarithmic growth curve, we have started this actual marker phase type of scenario for Bitcoin. I mean, the price of Bitcoin, only after testing the support from this logarithmic growth curve, started with this actual marker phase, right? So in our case, we still have some room here to the downside before calling it a bottom. And now, if we also look at the psychology of a market cycle, you can see where could the price of Bitcoin be right now? We could be around this anger phase. If you look at this chart, if you look at this anxiety, if you look at this denial, panic sale, even during this low phase, we had this so-called a relief rally. I mean, the price of Bitcoin showed this relief rally just like here, right? Just like here. And even the formation, guys, even the formation, if you look at this carefully, you can see the price of Bitcoin showed a very similar movement, just like as shown here in an example. You can see we tested the resistance line twice before breaking it to the upside, just like as shown in the example. And after some impulsiveness, the price again started showing this weakness, even made a new lower low, and only after that started with this actual marker phase. And this is what we are also predicting. I mean, if we look at this here in a weekly chart using this logarithmic curve, each and every time the market has started with the new marker phase, we got attracted towards the lower band from this logarithmic curve, and only after that we knew the market is now consolidating in this capitulation phase, and soon we will be starting a new marker phase. But the reason why we said in the medium short term the market might be favoring the bulls is because yesterday we found out each and every time the weekly RSI, right, each and every time the weekly RSI was around the oversold area, in most of the cases the price after that has showed a so-called a relief rally, a bigger relief rally. For example, during this downtrend, you can see when the RSI line was around oversold area, we did saw this relief rally, but at the end price did got gravitated towards the lower band and also made a new lower low. Here a very similar scenario unfolded after this RSI started appearing on the oversold area. What happened after that? The market showed a very nice relief rally before getting attracted towards the lower band. And yesterday I showed you this could be a very similar scenario. I mean, a relief rally, right, before price again gets attracted towards the lower band, and only after that starting this new marker phase. And that was one reason why we said in the medium short term the market might be favoring the bulls, but the upcoming days the price could still get gravitated towards the lower line area from this Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve before starting a new marker phase. And now if you also look at this here in a very simple way using this descending broadening wedge, yesterday I showed you very clearly descending broadening wedge is considered as a bullish scenario. We even broke the resistance from this upper line, but now the same line which previously acted as a resistance could be again holding the price. Yes, guys, this line here, which was acting as a strong line of resistance, could be acting as a support for Bitcoin, which is around 19,900, 19,800 area. Yes, this line could be again retested before price chooses trend direction, because we know even if this support is going to get broken, even if the upper line support from the descending broadening wedge, a bullish continuation pattern is going to get broken, we still have support from this CPR line. Yes guys, we still have support from this CPR line, the upper line, which is at 19,900, lining perfectly with this upper line area from the descending broadening wedge. Even the central CPR line, 19,200, you can see this 19,000 to 18,000 is definitely going to be acting as a strong line of support if the price of Bitcoin shows this correct movement like this, because at the end of the month I am still expecting the price of Bitcoin to continue this bullishness a little bit more, and after that we could start an actual trend here to the downside, just like I shown here an example, right, towards this depression area, and only after that starting this new markup phase. And now guys, now if we look at this, right, if we look at this in a bit different way, I mean if you look at this in a simple way, you can see the price of Bitcoin has another support from this rising trend line. Yes, we did talk about this rising trend line yesterday, but now if we look at this horizontal line around 19,000 was the area of confluence. This exact line, which was the top from 2017, right, acted as a very strong line of support, and we were expecting this line to act as a resistance, and it did, but we broke out of it. And now the same line, if we were to see any sort of a reversal, the same line along with this rising trend line could be acting as a support between 18 to 19,000. Now you can see R1, R2 line, these lines are definitely going to be a very strong support line along with the upper line area from this descending broadening wedge. So you can see the price of Bitcoin is actually forming some very strong support line between 18 to 19,000. So any sort of a retracement here in the medium short term, as I've been very clear, the price could still favor the bulls. But if we look at this here in a 4-hour time frame, it's very simple chart. You can see this rising trend line has actually acted as a strong line of support. Each and every time the price tested the support from this rising trend line, after that we also started impulsive movement like this. But in our case, if the price is exhausted, if the price fails to find support at this rising trend line, the next area where we could be getting gravitated is this parabolic curve line. Yes, this parabolic curve line is going to be acting as another line of support for Bitcoin, because this exact line has held the price plenty of time in the past price action. You can see guys, this line is also considered as a strong line of support if the price of Bitcoin is going to show any sort of a further weakness, and this is also lining between 18 to 19,000. Then you can see guys, confluence, a lot of confluence around this 18 to 19,000. So that's why it is looked as a very strong support for Bitcoin. But now I am going to show you this one scenario in a very interesting way. So now what we are going to do, we are going to use this invert scale. Please look carefully guys, this here is an invert scale in a daily time frame for Bitcoin, and what I'm going to do, I am going to add this trend line here like this. Yes, this falling trend line has acted as one very strong line of support in price action of Bitcoin, and what I'm going to do, I am going to simply add this scenario which we have already talked in my video, also known as Adam-Eve pattern. Yes, this might not be perfect Adam-Eve pattern, but you can see the price did got attracted towards this falling trend line. Price did found support at this falling trend line, and please do not confuse yourself, this here is an invert scale. So if we look at this formation now, you can see the price has already lost the support from this falling trend line, and this trend is clearly heading here to the downside. And now according to this Adam-Eve pattern, if I would add the target line from this top till the neckline, you can see the price has reached the target, exact target from this Adam-Eve pattern. Right now, what are we expecting? The price has already reached the target line here to the downside, right? We could be seeing more of a range bound and price again getting attracted towards this falling trend line before showing a movement like this, because a possible retest could be expected, because the same line here was a very strong line of support, and this exact same line could be attracting the price before again choosing a trend direction. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to look at this in a normal way, not the invert scale, but in a normal way. And in a normal way, you can see the price did show this breakout from this enemy pattern, and now after reaching the target from this enemy pattern, which was around 21,000 area, we could see some weakness, and that was also the reason why I showed you with so many different examples. Even if we are going to see any sort of a weakness for the immediate short term, we still have some very strong line of support lining for Bitcoin, and this is another, this rising trend line is another support around 19,000 for Bitcoin. So as you can see guys, looking into different scenario, the price of Bitcoin could be exhausted. It's very normal after this kind of parabolic movement, but we also are building some strong support around 18 to 19,000 range. And we have said if the price is going to continue this uptrend, the upper line here from this falling wedge is where we could be getting gravitated before price again start continuing this downtrend. And if that is going to happen, then this scenario here will play out perfectly, price showing bullishness before again getting attracted towards the lower band from this logarithmic curve, and also getting attracted towards this lower area where we will find an actual consolidation and start a new market phase. So these were some of the quick update that I wanted to share with you in today's video. If you enjoyed my work, then please guys, please destroy that like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. Now by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye.